Welcome to day one of returning to yoga class in 7 days. My name is Kelly Curran. I am a yoga teacher, a personal trainer, and a group fit instructor. I myself have knee arthritis, so this is near and dear to my heart and something that I use in my own practice. I created this so that you have the tools to be able to confidently and safely go back into maybe one of your favorite yoga classes, or even try yoga for the first time. So we are going to explore all the different parts of our yoga practice as we would find in a yoga studio setting over the next 7 days. For us to begin today, we are going to start with a centering, a grounding practice, finding a comfortable seat, which can feel really easy if you don't have something going on in your knees. And what I'm going to do is provide options for us based on equipment that we might find in a yoga studio. Sometimes when I'm doing a home practice, right, we might have a different set of equipment, but we're going to focus on what you may find in a yoga studio that you can use to support your practice. As a reminder, with each one of these videos, I'm going to remind you of the 3 guidelines that I want you to keep top of mind. The first is that your asana may look different than the person's next to you. We are going to focus on asana action versus the aesthetics of what it looks like. Second, which I'm going to show you right away here, is using props to support our practice. And then lastly, just to remember that there are certain poses that are just going to be a pass for you with your knee arthritis, right? Your knees only bend so far, and that's not going to change no matter how much we practice if we have knee arthritis going on. With that being said, I think it's important to remind you that you should definitely get clearance from your doctor before beginning an exercise program such as this. But with that being said, let's dive right in and find a comfortable seat. Our tools for finding a comfortable seat are our friends here: blocks, a blanket, a bolster. Those are things that you're going to find mostly in the yoga studio. So let's first take a look at using blocks for our practice. So for finding a comfortable seat, you could just have one block and come down and sit on that. I'm going to be really honest, for me, this is not super comfortable in my knees, right? I can find this. I might be able to hang out here for a second, but it's not really nice to be centered for me to be able to find sort of that comfortable grounded seat. So if you're like me and this just is not enough support, another option is you could take your blocks and bring them either on the low height, the medium height. High height's probably gonna be a little uncomfortable. I kind of like the medium height, and you can support your thighs and sit up like this. It allows your knees and your legs to be supported so that we're not hanging out in our joints, and this might be a little bit more comfortable. Again, I am not focused with my legs on being really uber crossed, right? Lotus pose for those with knee arthritis is really just not recommended and is not going to do much to facilitate your practice and allow you to be able to sit in the seat. So another option is from here, you could bring the soles of your feet together and again, support the knees. I like this a lot of the time, especially if my knees are feeling particularly cranky. So it's kind of finding our Tarasana seat. This could be a really nice option for our yoga class. And then next, I am going to show these options here with a combination of our blocks and of our soft blanket. So you could do the same thing where we sit up on something with the blanket here, and you're gonna bring it underneath your sitting bones. And again, this could be enough for you. Not really for me, so then this is where our friends' yoga blocks can come into play, right? And we can do the same thing with a bolster. Sitting up on the bolster is another really, really nice option. If having your legs crossed in any way or even in this shape is just really not comfortable, that's fine. Still options for you to find your seats. It's just gonna look a little different. So you could stay up on our blanket. And then this is where a bolster comes into play. And I'm gonna say this, not every yoga studio might have bolsters out, but usually you can ask for them. And what you could do is, this actually feels really nice, is you could sit on the blanket in a way where your sitting bones are really supported. Hands can be on the knees and you can sit up nice and tall here. This is another great option. And then I'm gonna give you one more, actually 2 in 1 with this, which is with our blocks. Now, I love to play with blocks in many ways, but the really fun thing with this is that you could grab a stack of blocks and we could create essentially a chair, because oftentimes, I know for me, sometimes I sit in a chair to begin my grounded practice. So this is a great way. You just stack them up, make sure they're really nice and secure. I like to take my hands down and then sit. And the getting down can be the hardest part. So the other option is you could get 2 more blocks. Grab 2 more blocks here. And then again, this is really nice, I'm not gonna lie. So this can be a really nice way for you to be able to find your seats. I'm gonna let you choose whichever way you would like. I am gonna sit here in the chair because I've made it up nicely for myself. So whichever option, give yourself the time. You can always hit pause on the video and then come back. And then once you find that seat, we're gonna begin to find our centering practice here as we start off this journey together. So take the time, give yourself that moment to adjust. And no matter what your asana looks like here, this is your comfortable seat for this moment, right? Once you find it, I want you to roll your shoulders away from the ears. I want you to notice whatever your sitting bones are being supported by. Perhaps that's the mat or a blanket or a stack of blocks. Notice the weights of either your feet or your legs into whatever they're being supported by. And then it's up to you. I'm gonna keep my eyes open as I talk through, but you are invited to float your eyes closed or simply soften the gaze, finding a spot somewhere in front of you. And once you do that, I want you to begin to acknowledge where you are in space. So noticing here, perhaps if you can hear some sounds down the hall or a humming maybe of a piece of equipment if you're close to your fridge, maybe the fridge or a fan. Noticing the sounds that are further away, perhaps a bird outside or the rain. And then as you do so, I want you to begin to draw that intention inward. Noticing where and how you sense your breath. Does your breath feel deep and full? Is there a texture to your breath? Where in your body does the breath feel perhaps most full? Where in your body does the breath feel a little contracted? And then I want you to stay with the breath, but begin to notice from head to toe, anywhere in your body, where you sense any holding on. Can you invite your body, can you invite those places of your body to ungrip a little bit? Perhaps that's the jaw, the muscles around the eyes, or even inviting your legs to be heavier, supported by the props, supported by the earth. And then to begin off our practice, I'd like you to find some gratitude. It doesn't have to be something really big. It could be something really small, like having these minutes to connect with yourself. Having this space where you are to find your practice. Or it could be, I am grateful for this sunny day. As you inhale, I want you to think, I am grateful. And as you exhale, thinking of whatever it is you're grateful for. Finding a few more rounds just like that. Inhaling, I am grateful. Exhaling, whatever you are grateful for. One more time like this. Inhaling, I am grateful. Exhaling, bringing to mind whatever it is that you are. Then begin to let that go. Know that at any point in your day, in your practice, this is something you can come back to. It's proven that finding these moments of gratitude can be so helpful, especially to those living in chronic pain. And then together, let's take a full breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more time, breathing in. Exhale and sigh it out. When you're ready, place one hand on your heart. Place the other hand on top. Taking a moment to give yourself gratitude for taking this first step to reclaiming your practice. I thank you so much for joining me, bowing your head to your heart as a sign of gratitude. Offering up the mantra of Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for joining me. I cannot wait to see you in day 2. Just check in with yourself and see how you feel after finding our centering with different props. You can continue to play with this as we move through. You can watch this video as many times as you'd like and continue to personalize your practice so that you can truly feel embodied in your practice as we move through. I'll see you again soon on the mat.